Well, all right. Welcome to Weekly Wisdom. We are glad you're here. We know that a few more may join us, even live later or on the rebroadcast. Whichever way you find us, we hope that you are feeling welcome today and that you're off to a great start to your month of March. We weren't with you last year to kick March off, but we hope that you're marching into the territory that is destined and promised to you, that you're beginning to see doors fly open. I do believe that this is a season of doors flying open, but of some prerequisites to ready us for going into those doors. I've heard several prophetic voices that are on the same page with that right now. That's the season that we're in, a season of some exposure, some uh, fixing, some restoring, and it's preparedness and readiness to take you into those open doors that he, oh my, I feel that every time I say open door, I keep feeling something. Those open doors that are awaiting you. So we're glad you're here. I'd love to know who's here and where you're watching from. I see some more of you that are starting to come in. We are glad to be with you today. Want to give an announcement before we even dive into the material today. Um,
Hey, Daniel.
Daniel, what's up, sir? Hey, here's the announcement, an important announcement. Um, Aiming for Easter 2024, which is Sunday, March 31st. We're gonna switch some platforms, and so Facebook, you've been good to us. You've been good to us, and who knows what may ever happen in the future. But we are gonna try something starting in the holy month. The holy season really begins with Easter, and starting from there, I want to see if we can shift over to the YouTube platform, and so we can see how that feels, see how that works out for us. And so, if you would go follow me on YouTube at Rajel Jones. So it is youtube.com/Rajel Jones. That's RAZELJONES. YouTube.com/Rajel Jones. You can find the page there. Follow the page, and that way, when we do go live over there, you will get alerts that let you know. I know this is a change, and I know that some people are not necessarily excited when it comes to the topic of change, but sometimes it's necessary, and so we want to see how that works for us. Camille is throwing it in the chat right now. That should be able to link you over there. Follow it. Follow. And we will
I
begin
think over
to.
there, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. I got to change the language.
Hmm.
I think it's like, subscribe, follow on YouTube. I don't know. We'll have to.
Well, you like the video, you
Yes.
subscribe to the
Look at
pages,
that debonair photograph of that young man. He looks so
and
serious.
what a like,
Like,
subscribe.
subscribe,
What's the follow part?
follow. Maybe it's not follow. I don't know.
Like and subscribe.
We got to learn the new platform. That's the joy of the new platform. So, we don't want to lose you all as a part of the community. So, come on over, and we will be there. Again, the aim, and we'll keep on communicating. So, this is the first announcement of it. But the aim is by Sunday, March 31st, which is Easter 2024, Resurrection Sunday 2024. And we look forward to continuing to grow in the excellence and the delivery of our programming, and in what will be useful for you all. We gotta mix some stuff up sometimes anyway, and so we're ready to mix some things up, give some series, and do some other different things that might be a little bit different. So we're not going away, but we are going away from here. We're not leaving you, but you're gonna have to meet us somewhere else. All right, so
Another building.
yeah, we're going. Yeah, it's like we just bought another building. That's all it is. And so we're going to a different edifice, a digital edifice, and we'd like for you all to join us there again, starting at the end of this month, March 31st. So that's that. Wanted to get that announcement out there. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, and we're gonna jump right in Ephesians, the fifth chapter of Ephesians. Just a few verses 15 through 17. Thanks for the heart. Thank for that. That makes me. I feel like
That's so
you're with
kind.
me. You're so. Thank you, bro. All right. So
How you know it's him?
because I don't see anybody else at the moment, but there are other
There's
people
other
here, so
people in
I
here.
shouldn't have made that assumption. Hey, but they didn't tell me.
Right.
The other people that are in the background with those numbers that are going up, they didn't tell me that they're here. So I can only talk to Daniel today. So there it is. Uh,
They didn't say hi.
they didn't say nothing,
They
just like,
come in the building, don't
yeah,
speak.
yeah, how'd that feel? How'd that feel? Just walk right past you. What you got for me today?
We just joking.
We playing a little bit.
Sorta.
A little bit. All right. Ephesians 5. Um, would encourage you to read. Right. Hi, Marie.
Hey Marie.
Would encourage you to read the context of this leading up to it. As I read it, um, it is very much in line with what I was just saying that many prophetic voices are saying right now. And so worthwhile, but our focus today is going to be the 15th through the 17th verse. And here we are, Ephesians 5, 15 through 17. I'm going to read something I don't usually read, the New International Version. I like it. I just don't always read that. I might read a couple different versions of this one today. But it says, be very careful. Then how you live. Wait, did I say that right? Be very careful. Then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. So that's the NIV. I want to read a couple more versions. Uh, I'm sure Camille
I was
probably
gonna say, can we
has
read
something
the
to add.
amplified?
You want to read that now? Go ahead. You read that next.
Okay.
However you want to do.
Just 15.
I did 15 through 17, but you do whatever you want.
Amplified version says, therefore, see that you walk carefully, living life with honor, purpose, and courage, shunning those who tolerate and enable evil, not as the unwise, but as wise, sensible, intelligent, discerning people,
Mm,
making the very most of your time on earth, recognizing and taking advantage of each opportunity and using it with wisdom and diligence, because the days are filled with evil. Therefore, do not be foolish and thoughtless, but understand and firmly grasp what the will of the Lord is.
that's
I like
rich.
that.
That's rich.
Yeah.
We'll probably go back to that, but I'm gonna read these other versions too. Um, New King James version. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be unwise, but understand that the will of the Lord is. That's where it is.
Mm.
You hear that? That the will of the Lord is.
And that's all you get.
Uh huh. Uh huh. And then my go-to sword of choice, New Living, is the last one that I want to read. The last version of this text, and it says, "So be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but like those who are wise. Make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. Don't act thoughtlessly, but understand what the Lord wants you to do." I didn't see. I just resolve right on that, just like she resolves right on Amplified. Like the clarity, the succinct nature, the very direct messaging of that is what I like. I'm a fan. All right, so um, don't live foolishly. Be wise. Be careful. Make the most, and that this is really the key. Make the most of every opportunity in your life. How does the Amplified say that part? Because I liked it.
Yeah, making the very most of your time on earth, recognizing and taking advantage of each opportunity and using it with wisdom and diligence, because the days are filled with evil.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and then very quickly, that was an Old Testament scripture. Very quickly, I want to give you a New Testament scripture, and that is no, other way around. I gave you a New Testament scripture, and very quickly, I want to give you an Old Testament scripture that gives an image that paints the image of what the New Testament scripture is saying. Context of this is we're going to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 6, verse 3. Many of you all have heard me at some point in time preach a message called I Can't Come Down. It has a whole flow to it. Can't stop, can't pause, can't wait, can't slip. I can't come down. I cannot quit. And it's from the book of Nehemiah. Nehemiah took leave. I'm giving you some context really quickly. Took leave from his position really as a servant to a foreign king. He requested, he worked hard, he developed a positive reputation to the point where he was able to request, even as a slave, was able to request to his master that he was serving, can I please take a leave of absence to go build a wall, my home nation, my legacy, where I come from, my land is defenseless. And so the enemies, all the Tites, the Ites, the Hittites, all the Jebusites, all of them had access to just come in and, let's see, mollywop Israel. And so Nehemiah said, "Can I go build a wall? I'm not trying to leave you. I'm not trying to do nothing funny. Can I take a leave and go build a wall?" Because of his amazing reputation and his record of service, he was allowed to do so. And he went there and he was very focused on the work. And then what happens when you go somewhere and you're focused on work? Sometimes the very people who you're trying to help misunderstand you and they begin to hate on him and they begin to try to put barriers and hurdles from him accomplishing his goal. Much of the time, one of the main methods that was used was, I don't know who this is for, but I feel like if I'm giving the context, this is for somebody. Many times, the methods that the enemy will use to try to get you off track from the purpose that God has set you to is the distraction of people, the distractions of people. And it was people who said, "Hey, stop doing all that work that God called you to do. Hey, come over here and talk to me
Mm-hmm.
instead. Come down from that hard work you're doing. Take a break and let's just kick it." Um, and so um, this is what has happened. Some people said, "Hey, let's talk about what's going on here." And really, they wanted to fill him with a bunch of negativity about the project that he was working on. And so he said, come down, and let's talk." And I just want to read just one verse. That's why I had to give the context. Nehemiah 6 and 3. Nehemiah speaking, he says, "So I replied by sending the message to them, I am engaged in a great work, so I can't come down. Why should I stop working to come and meet with you?" Why should I stop working to come meet with you? Tying it to the New Testament scripture that we read in multiple versions, it is important for us to redeem our time. It is important for us to make good use of the limited resource of time that we have. And many times our heart can become twisted into following after what other people want, and we can lose track of the assignment that we're called to. And the distraction of, oh goodness, the distraction of other people can get us off course from the assignment that is set before us. And so we need to do what this New Testament scripture says and be careful. Be careful. I wish somebody would type it. Be careful. Like
Careful.
warn everybody who's reading. Be careful. Be careful how you use your time. Be careful what you do with it, and make good use because it is a limited commodity. Be careful how you spend your time, how you use your time, and then we have to get a boldness like Nehemiah that after he sent a message that I'm not coming down, let him know, look, here's a boundary for you. Why should I come talk to you? What makes you more important than the assignment that God has given me to do? What makes you more important than fortifying and protecting the land from which I come from? What makes you so important that with the limited time that I have while I'm on leave from my normal assignment, why should I waste any of that time because you feel a need to critique me? Because you feel a need to have a conversation to try to figure out what my intent is. Why should I come? I'm matter of fact, I won't come down. I can't stop, can't pause, can't
Can't wait.
wait,
Can't
can't
slip.
slip. I can't come down. I cannot quit. And so for some of you today, that might be the whole word. There's some things that are ahead of you. Oh goodness. There's some things that are before you, that there's a window of opportunity. There's a time frame in which you have to accomplish that work, and you have to be able to speak to your distractions. Whether it's people, whether it's your thoughts, whether it's your own self, whether it's your self-doubt, your insecurity, your self esteem. You have to be able to speak to that thing when it tries to pull you away from your assignment and say, can't stop, can't pause, can't wait, can't slip, I can't come down, I cannot quit. And why should I stop working to come and spend time with that thought? Why should I stop working to come down and to spend time with people who are criticizing and hating me? Why should I lower myself to their level when there's a work ahead of me? There's a promise before me. There's an assignment that is assigned to me that I need to accomplish, that I need to do. Come in.
Yeah, just to add, as you were talking, I was looking at the amplified version in Ephesians 5:15, where it describes this carefulness as being wise. Um, and the way it describes wise is, it says, not not so be careful, walk carefully, not as the unwise, but as wise, sensible, intelligent, discerning people.
Mm, mm,
So you have those markers, when things do come your way, to help identify, is this wise?
mm.
Is this
Am
sensible?
I being sensible?
Am I being intelligent?
Mm-hmm.
Am I using my discernment?
Mm, mm. Yeah, and sometimes words like discernment and stuff feel so lofty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I have some colleagues at work that like to say, you know what, I'm feeling my spidey sense on this one. Sometimes we got to bring it down to our own human level in our pop culture day that we're in. Like sometimes your discernment is like your supernatural spidey sense. Like, because we know when we're not being wise,
Mm-hmm.
when we're not being stewardly, when we're not being discerning. Like you get that gut feeling. You get that. Oh, okay, I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
in my way right now.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all don't. Maybe y'all don't have that or do that. I don't know. But I think we internally are wired with guardrail. That's what discernment is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Discernment is like an internal guardrail that if allowed will keep you from going off the highway over the cliff, right? And you start knowing like the problem for some of us is that sometimes that discernment is too quiet, or we are louder and we talk over it, or we don't develop it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
something that has to be developed and trusted and followed to get more. So
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, so I had a thought surrounding all this. What came to my mind, I don't know if you all remember, it's been several years now. Unbelievably, it's been like 7 years now. Maxine Waters, Congresswoman. Um, you saw the memes. There was a situation where uh, someone was attempting to kind of use the political filibustering and techniques that delay how much time someone has, but she knew her right and she knew her provisions. And you remember the memes that everybody was passing around, I'm reclaiming my time. And she had made that statement over and over again, like, I see what you're doing here. You're trying to pull me off course, and you're trying to use flattery. Like, and this was the method. This person tried to use flattery and talk about how great she is in order to use up some of her time. And she just looked back, knowing the rules of parliamentary procedure and the way that they're supposed to approach stuff. And she said, I'm reclaiming my time. And I just think that it's a good thing for us if we have gotten off course, if we have gotten past those guardrails, if we have not appropriately handled our time in ways that are productive toward the assignment that we have with the limited time that we have. When I think of resources, the first two that tend to come to my mind are time and money. and both of which we tend to have a limited amount of, and so we have to learn how to be stewardly, as the
Mm-hmm.
Amplified says, and not allow the tactics that are meant to pull us off course to get us off track. And so we got to reclaim and redeem our time, our time. The word redeem. Uh, I found a particular definition that really was interesting to me. To redeem, I know. Like if we look at the break down the re again, or back, and the deem is to buy. So it's to buy back. It's to buy again. Is really like technically what the word redeem means. So I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy my time back, or I'm going to give value to my time again. So I don't know who I'm talking to today, but it's time for us to give value to our time again, right? I can't just give it in every direction. I need to prioritize it correctly, and I need to give value to my time